Hello, everyone. Hopefully you are here to learn more about how you can leverage PagerDuty and Salesforce for customer service operations. My name is Andrew Stutz, and I'm a group product manager focused on PagerDuty for customer service operations. And I am thrilled to host Own Backup Silver 2021 Stevie Award winner for Customer Service Manager of the Year, Gadi Vered. Gadi?
Hi, everyone. My name is Gadi, and I'm responsible for global customer support at Own Backup. It's my pleasure and honor to be with you here today and share with you a little bit about Own Backup and the way we leverage PagerDuty to provide exceptional customer support. So before we start, a little bit about Own Backup. Our company was founded in 2015 and is experiencing an incredible growth rate of over 100% year over year. While that's super exciting, it also means that our customer base size has increased at breakneck speed. We're a global company with headquarters in New Jersey and are in fact the first tech unicorn of our state. We operate 2 support centers, one right here in Jersey, while the other one is in Tel Aviv. With PagerDuty, we are able to cover 24/7 operations around the world. Salesforce provides a fantastic platform with world-class capabilities, security, and availability, but not everyone fully digests that customers are actually responsible to protect their own data within that framework. Own Backup eliminates the risk of data loss by automating the entire backup and recovery process. We remove the burden and complexities of manual backups and error-prone restoration and make it easy to comply with industry and government data regulations. Our customers rest assured that should they be losing their data or have it be corrupted, they can quickly return to business as usual and avoid costly consequences such as loss of productivity and revenue. We also provide advanced data seeding capabilities, allowing admins and developers to innovate more quickly and effectively by creating ideal environments for development, testing, and training. The Own Backup Archiver helps data regulation and retention policies, speeds up performance and user productivity, and helps eliminate expensive storage costs in Salesforce. Over 3,300 Salesforce customers of all shapes and sizes rely on Own Backup to safeguard their data. Due to this success, we have over 4 times as many 5-star ratings as our next closest competitor, making us the clear leader on the Salesforce AppExchange. We've also won numerous Salesforce demo jams and are proud to have received the Salesforce Appy Award for our commitment to customer success. So all of that focus on enabling and servicing our customers translates into amazing 5-star reviews. I'll let you in on a little secret. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with them. Don't get me wrong, we love getting them, and I'm so proud of my team for earning the trust of our customers. They really keep us motivated to provide that quality service. On the other hand, I know that we're always as good as the next review, and nothing can be taken for granted. Perpetuating success is a constant grind that needs to be carefully nurtured, especially as we grow and land larger contracts to enterprise customers. This is for us where PagerDuty became the obvious choice to integrate with. I'm going to dive in and share 2 stories that will give you some color around the nature of support calls and cases we handle. These cases are particularly interesting to discuss because they came through our PagerDuty integration. The first story is from a banking industry customer who handles around $10 billion in assets and has an integration that syncs data into their org on a daily basis. When a new version of this integration was deployed without being fully tested, they hit a nasty bug. The result was 45,000 loan records were deleted. Think of the time that it would take to identify and recover those loans if they didn't have a solution such as Own Backup. Imagine the image problem that bank would have to deal with if that went public. Luckily for them, they were onboarded 2 weeks prior. They submitted a high priority case over the weekend, which triggered PagerDuty to fetch an on-call engineer. And within 8 minutes of submission, we were on the phone with them and helped them to identify the records and restore them in no time. Crisis averted, SLA achieved, although I'm sure that some of those banks' customers would have preferred it to get their loans completely wiped clean. This second story is about a customer that chose to change a field type on opportunities because it made more sense for them to have the field be a pick list instead of a number field. In Salesforce, when you change a certain field type, the values of those fields can change to 0. In this case, it affected 7 different fields, and the result was that 500 opportunity records changed right before the quarter closed. Imagine. The customer called frantic to our support line, which is configured to trigger PagerDuty on off hours, and explained that their job is likely on the line if they can't fix it. Within minutes, we got on a Zoom call with them. And since Own Backup makes it easy to compare and then go back to a snapshot, our team was able to give them guidance, and through Focus Restore, the admin's job was saved. So how was life before PagerDuty? Sure, we got it done. We were also a smaller company and had less demanding customer contracts, but we got it done, sort of. It meant that we had to be on all the time and had to be performing at 200% at any given moment. Checking emails, being proactive on off hours, affecting our personal lives, and putting stress on the entire team. We were frequently asking them to pitch in after work hours just to make sure that we don't miss a new case or an important response from a customer and be on SLA. Let's be honest, we were on a trajectory for burnout culture without overtime compensation and motivation. Let's take a moment on what we're holding ourselves accountable and how PagerDuty helps us to provide and justify the business value. In order to compete in the present-day Amazon-level customer service experience, 24/7 contracts are a must. Our larger customers perform most of their activity over the weekend and need a guarantee that we will be there for them to cover them on their demanding SLAs. PagerDuty allows us to maximize the team of experts who are effective in solving these issues. We wanted 2 centers around the world so we can keep the synergy with our R&D team and avoid a follow-the-sun model, which is super costly. Finally, SLA. We need to ensure that we are fulfilling our contractual obligations for first and next responses on open cases, which are quite demanding. So what tools does Own Backup use for orchestrating customer support? I think these are common tools between the customers and our team, and you probably have some or all of these deployed. With PagerDuty, we're able to utilize them in an effective way to drive value. Everyone knows that PagerDuty works through emails and text, but we also trigger it through Salesforce and Slack because it gives us more control and flexibility over those triggers. We also use Zoom as the incident war room directly from PagerDuty, which is kind of great. The more you can plan ahead and simply execute during an incident, the better it will go. Take as many unknowns out of the equation as possible. As we dive a bit deeper into Salesforce integration with PagerDuty, I'd like to give you a little bit of an insight into the sausage making, so to speak, how we've configured our Salesforce integration to fire off on specific criteria for our 24/7 contracts when they submit a new case. To ensure that we answer our next response within SLA, we configured it to trigger midway through the expiration of an open case. We also have the ability to add ad hoc triggers through PagerDuty on our Slack and an email. For me as a manager, I can decide that a certain customer that we want them to get an extra TLC regardless of their contract. This helps us showcase our 24/7 support stance for the standard customers and gives us a chance to shine. With PagerDuty, Own Backup 24/7 customer contracts are assured that we have short responses to the timelines that we're committed to on the support policy, and it will be upheld. We are proud to say that we answer a page within a few short minutes. Our first-time response SLA metrics are well below our obligation on all SLAs. With the right people, technology, processes in place, the sky is the limit. We made sure to bake in PagerDuty license costs into our support contracts, and PagerDuty scales with us as we grow. The reporting feature helps us keep ourselves honest through visibility on how fast we respond to get better at our craft. We also use it to provide proof overtime compensation to the on-call engineers. Yeah, we pay them. We're proud to pay them extra for their dedication to our customer success. It's a great motivational tool. Lastly, the rotation of team members helps us reduce employee burnout and increase engagement. So let's talk a little bit about the features that we really love about PagerDuty, and this is what it's about. So first and foremost, it's relentless. I often joke and quote the original Terminator movie where the cyborg is described that way. I think the quote was, "He'll find her. That's what he does. That's all he does. You can't stop him." And that's very true of PagerDuty, right? At Own Backup, we have the escalation start at the on-call engineer, rolls up to the team lead, then myself, up to the VP of customer support and success, and all the way up to the CEO. You definitely don't want that to happen. We love how easy it is to override the schedule because we all know that at the end of the day, life happens. A submission needs to be done because of good reasons, and the interface makes it simple. I know I've touched on visual reporting and how we leverage it for payout, as well as keeping ourselves honest on how we do. Trust through transparency is a core value for our company. So I will finish this piece noting that the customer data custodians that we are, we take data protection very seriously at Own Backup and keep access to third-party applications tightly governed. So setting up SSO with Okta and then leveraging Slack was a breeze. Let's talk a little bit about the wish list and where we want to go next, because I really obsess on where we can shave off time and keep ourselves working in one app for as long as possible when working on customer cases. At the end of the day, those minutes and brain power can be spent on effective responses and solutions instead of administration work. So it would be very helpful for us to update the Salesforce case right from PagerDuty. I mean, we're already answering the incident. It's a natural progression. It would also be great for our technical account managers to know about defined events that we care about to their specific white glove customers and let them know about it before they actually hit it and before they know about it. And if my team could escalate to DevOps directly when we think something is going on from Salesforce, it would reduce the tools, times, and possible errors in transit. What do you think about that, Andrew?
Gotti, thank you so much for sharing your story. I think some of the use cases you shared really resonate across a lot of our customers. And where you want to go next with this integration, spot on. I can't agree with you more. I would love to double click a little bit about that technical account manager team. Can you talk a little bit more about what their role is, what their job is at Own Backup, and kind of what the problems you're trying to solve with a deeper integration with Salesforce?
So the technical account managers are a team of experts that are tailored to work with the customers on their environments proactively. They go for our highest profile customers, and they need to know they're a trusted advisor. So they need to know what's going on in the customer environment sometimes before the customer does. And they really help orchestrate things. So is there a way for them to really know about anything that could happen before time?
Yeah, no, that sounds like that team's really trying to figure out a little bit more about which of your customers are impacted, what the actual problem is, and really trying to get out ahead to make sure that those problems are solved for those white glove customers. Absolutely. That's something quite common we hear from a lot of our customers, and something that I'm excited to show you here coming up that we might be able to help solve for your team. You talked a little bit about wanting to maybe escalate problems to your engineering team. Can you talk a little bit about what does that escalation look like between you and your engineering team today, and maybe talk a little bit about the problems or friction points you're experiencing?
Yeah, sure. So the problems as they are today is that process is a little bit of, let's call it manual at best. And let's say that there's a wall between us and the development in many ways. So we would love to be able to break down that wall. We work in Salesforce the entire day. And for us to go outside and check out the status page on messages that they push out to customers, it's almost as if we're getting it at the same time as customers. But a lot of times we see things before and we can get there ahead of time. So for us, it would be amazing to be able to escalate to DevOps from the Salesforce ticket in some way, or see what they're experiencing and have more visibility on that, so we can understand if something that's happening to a customer is because of something that is happening internally and maybe isn't published just yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we often hear about how there's customer service is often working in this silo. and yet your teams are held accountable to case resolution, ticket resolution times. But when those cases and tickets require development involvement to actually solve, your teams are held accountable to those metrics, but it's really hard to get in touch with the right development team to feel empowered to actually resolve those cases and tickets end to end. With that, thanks for sharing some of those thoughts. Would love to get your thoughts on where we're headed next with our integration, and show you some of our designs. I'm really excited to introduce that our new and upcoming integration with Salesforce Service Cloud focuses on solving a lot of the problems you just mentioned. And it will help your team to get more proactive and actually out ahead of customer problems. We're introducing a new native work where you are experience inside of Service Cloud, so your team can view our status dashboard directly from Service Cloud and gain that real-time visibility into how outages are impacting your customers to ensure that your team stays in the loop and gets the key updates and notes from engineering so that they can deliver the right targeted communications to impacted customers. You mentioned those white glove premium customers. That technical account manager team would be able to view what is going on right now, what is the status of those outages, and how do I get out ahead of these problems for those customers? And your team's no longer going to have to, hunt down which engineering team do they need to escalate a problem to. You mentioned having to find an email alias to escalate urgent problems to break down that wall. We're also introducing a new incident command console that allows your team to seamlessly escalate urgent problems to the right development teams without even having to leave Service Cloud. And I think that's going to start to help automate some of those mundane workflows that you described around looking up that email alias. But with that, would love to stop talking and get your thoughts on the new status dashboard and our incident command console in Service Cloud, and whether or not you think these capabilities would be helpful for you.
I mean, I'm looking on screen and it looks like an absolute game changer. Some of the points that you hit on are exactly what we need. And I would love to be part of any pilot program or any beta that you guys are thinking about. Keep us in mind, because this is absolutely great.
Awesome. We're super excited to get this in your hands as soon as we can.
That's amazing.
With that, Gadi and I wanted to say thank you to everybody for listening in. And we wanted to share our personal emails here in case anyone has any questions or wants to get in touch. Friendly reminder, you can get started with either of our solutions by going to the Salesforce AppExchange today, or by reaching out to either of our sales teams at PagerDuty or at Own Backup. And with that, would love to leave it to Gadi to share some last words with our audience.
So I'm really excited, Andrew, about PagerDuty's future direction and the investment in Salesforce. I can't wait to test drive it, like I said, and have some new toys. Thank you for having me here. If anyone has any questions or is serious about taking the next step to protect their data in Salesforce, do connect with us at Own Backup.
Thanks, everybody. And thank you, Gadi.
Thank you.